Hello there. Welcome to a mindful moment with Stillwater. Did you know looking and listening to our surroundings can help relax and calm the mind? You might even discover something new. So today, we're going to use our ears to be mindful and listen to the world around us. A single leaf falls to the ground. Listen to Stillwater playing his jiao, sitting next to his peaceful pond. Oh, rainfall is perfect for listening. Great job listening today.
I think it's wonderful you've come out here to be so present in the world around you. Very good work.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome back to the third podcast episode of Mindfulness, Love Yourself. I'm Nurul, your host, and I'm thrilled to have you join us today. For those who have missed previous episode, you may watch it on IMU Library YouTube channel or click the link in the description below. In today's episode, we will dive deep into fascinating world of mindfulness. We will explore the benefits, technique, and real-life stories that showcase the power of being present at the moment. Whether you are a seasoned practitioner or new to the concept of mindfulness, this episode promises to be enlightening and uplifting. So sit back, relax, and open up your mind to the wonders of living mindfully. As usual, we will be joined by our expert guest who will share her insights and experiences, offering valuable advice on how mindfulness can positively impact our lives. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a review if you enjoy our content. Your support helps us reach more listeners and spread the word about mindfulness and its transformative effects. Now, let's embark to this mindfulness journey together. Get ready to discover how little mindfulness can go a long way in enhancing our overall well-being. So now, I'm honored to have our special guest joining us in today's episode. If you have watched the first episode, you could guess who the person is. Yes, I am truly privileged to have our Miss Wan Shazrina Binti Wan Ahamad Sabri again with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nurul. It's such a pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me again.
Yeah. Alright, if you haven't watched the first episode, you should, because Miss Shazrina gave us a lot of key points regarding the topic of depression. So today she will share her invaluable insights and expertise on how mindfulness can enrich our lives and elevate our well-being. So without further ado, let's dive into the enlightening conversation with Miss Shazrina. But before we start, it would be great if you could introduce yourself. I believe there are viewers and listeners who are tuning in the first time for this podcast.
Oh, I see. Okay. For those of you out there who missed out on the first episode, my name is Wan Shazrina. I'm a clinical psychologist from the Self-Development Unit. If you don't know where the Self-Development Unit is, we are on level 2, right in between the FMA and the Academic Services Department. Mm-hmm. So you can find us there. And we are there to support students with their mental health. So if you have any mental health issues, you can come up to level 2 and come and see us at SDU.
Alright, thank you Shaz for introducing yourself. So, mindfulness is actually a concept deeply rooted in the ancient Eastern and has gained significant recognition in modern times for its transformative effects on mental well-being. As we embark on this journey of our exploration, I'm curious to hear your perspective on mindfulness. How would you personally define mindfulness?
Right. So I think what you said just now was very accurate, Nurul. Actually, mindfulness has roots, or you can see mindfulness in a lot of religious practices, whether it be Buddhism, in Islam. We practice a lot of mindfulness in our daily practices, right? But personally, what mindfulness is, there's actually a lot of definitions, but maybe the simple definition for mindfulness is it's a mental state where you are focusing on the present moment, okay? So you calmly acknowledge and accept one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. And in simpler words, mindfulness is the practice of being connected with the present.
Okay, so connected with the present.
That's right.
Okay, so how can mindfulness be helpful in reducing stress and also promoting mental well-being? And why do you think it's important for our listeners, especially IMU students or staff, to learn about it?
Right, so that's a very important question. I think mindfulness is very meaningful to, and it can be meaningful to a lot of people because we live in such a fast-paced world. So many things are happening around us, so we tend to get caught up in all the things that are happening around us. So much so that sometimes we feel like it can get overwhelming because we don't have control over what's happening around us, right? So when we feel that we don't have control over the things that are happening around us, that is when anxiety happens. Okay? So as a student preparing for exams, so you guys out there that are listening right now, you might feel like there's still so much to cover, there's still so much to study. Time is running out, and that, you might be thinking, my mind might go blank during the exam, or I might have to repeat the semester. You're already thinking about things that are in the future that you can't control. So what mindfulness does, it helps to bring you back to the present, to a moment where you can actually control. So if you're sitting in front of your textbook, mindfulness helps to bring you back to the present so that you can focus on what you're doing at that current moment. Okay, so that's why I feel mindfulness is so important, especially now because we live in such a fast-paced world.
Oh yeah, because sometimes we forget what's the thing in front of us.
Yeah, exactly. We forget to be in the moment. Yeah, that's right.
How about for students who may find difficult for them to stay consistent with mindfulness practice?
Right.
What advice do you have for building their sustainable habit?
So with mindfulness, for everyone who's starting to practice mindfulness, it will be a bit challenging in the beginning. But I would suggest starting by incorporating mindfulness in your everyday routine. Okay, so it can be as simple as paying attention to the sensations. For example, in the morning when you're brushing your teeth, pay attention to that sensation, the bristles of the toothbrush against your gums, or when you're having that cold morning shower.
Okay.
Pay attention to be more mindful of the sensation of the cold water against your skin, or noticing how many red cars you pass on the way to work. I'm sure sometimes for most of us, when we're driving, especially when we're going back to work or coming to work, we don't even notice what's going on around us. Next thing you know, you're already at work, or next thing you know, you're already at home. So you can start incorporating these very simple activities in your daily routine as to start with. It doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to start with a big practice. Yeah,
I think because sometimes when I am driving on the way to the home, sometimes I feel like I always think that, okay, what should I do after this? What should I cook? What should I make for my children?
Exactly.
Like that.
I do that too. So our mind just drifts away into the future.
And so I don't realize that we have a red car on the road.
And sometimes while our mind drifts off to the future, that gets us stressed or anxious because we're thinking about things that haven't happened yet.
I see,
right? So it's good to practice bringing yourself back to the present moment.
Okay, so it's very interesting actually, the mindfulness journey. Alright, so mindfulness meditation and also yoga share several similarities as they all focus on promoting inner awareness, mental clarity and overall well-being. So how does actually mindfulness differ from meditation and yoga, and are there any overlaps between these two practices?
So the three practices that you just mentioned, mindfulness, meditation and yoga, they are very much interlinked and there are a lot of overlaps. But there are also differences. So you can think of mindfulness more of a quality. Mindfulness is something that you want to keep on doing. Meditation is more of a practice, whereas yoga is an art form. Okay, so yoga, I think it's easier to differentiate because yoga, it involves poses. You know how in yoga there's different poses. It requires regular practice. But at the same time, yoga uses mindfulness in each of their poses, in each of their practice. Okay, whereas for meditation, meditation it requires you to sit in one place for a period of time and practice mindfulness. Mindfulness, on the other hand, is something that you can do anytime, anywhere, as long as you're practicing that connection with the moment. So you don't have to be sitting in one place, right? That is the differences between the three practices. But overall, yoga and meditation are practices that help to enhance your mindfulness skills.
I see. Okay, so now we know actually there are not so much of difference between meditation, yoga and also mindfulness. Okay, so can you share your personal experience or case study where mindfulness technique had a transformative impact on your client's mental health or emotional well-being?
Sure, I think this is a very good question because I actually introduce mindfulness techniques to most of my clients, especially for those with anxiety, right? This is because those with anxiety are typically inclined to think about things that haven't happened yet, things that are in the future. And most of the time, these are things that they cannot control. So I guess one client that comes to mind is this client with severe social anxiety. So this person feels very, very anxious in social settings. When they're at home alone, they're fine. But in social settings, like for example, at a party or at a shopping mall or in university, they have this very strong anxious feeling that they can't control.
Okay.
So what I did was I introduced deep breathing techniques and grounding, which I will explain to you later, to help them be more connected with the present. And with practice, this individual actually managed to control their anxiety better in social settings. So I wouldn't say that it was something that happened overnight. It definitely took some time. It definitely took a lot of practice on the client side, but it does help. So mindfulness does help to bring you back to the present so that you don't get caught up in your thoughts.
Okay. So when we practice it, let's say every day in our life, then it can reduce our anxiety.
Yep, because you get better and better. With practice, anything, if you practice it every day, you get better and better at it. So mindfulness is not something that you want to wait until you have a panic attack or anxiety attack and then do it. You want to do it when you're okay. When you're feeling okay, you practice it, you become good at it, so that when you have an anxiety attack or when you have a panic attack, it is like automatic for you. It comes easily for you.
I see. Okay, so mindfulness is a valuable practice that can benefit individuals of all experience levels. So are there any specific mindfulness method that you would like to recommend for the beginners?
Oh, for the beginners. Okay. One of the practices that I myself practice until today is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding method, where you ground yourself to the present environment using your 5 senses. Okay, so what I like most about it is that it's very simple to do. You can literally do it anywhere. You can do it before you sleep. You can do it at your work desk. You can do it in class while you're attending a lecture. So I sometimes do it to help me fall asleep. And, sometimes you have nights where it's difficult for you to fall asleep. So I do it myself. And perhaps I'll demonstrate it later with you.
Sure,
if you're willing to try it.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay.
All right, now we are in the second segment where we delve into an insightful book review. In this segment, our guest will review and provide concise summary of the captivating book she has been exploring recently. I am excited because during our conversation before this recording, Shaz said that today's book review segment will be a bit different. So I can't wait for it. So Miss Shaz, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Alright, so let's start the review.
Alright, okay, so I'm just going to take the book here.
Okay.
The title of the book is called I Am Here Now, a creative mindfulness guide and journal. And the contributor is the Mindfulness project. And the year of publication is, let me just check this, 2015. And the publisher is also the Mindfulness project. Okay, so this is what the book looks like. And because it's a guide and journal, it's actually an activity book. So there are many activities inside. It's not a book that you read from cover to cover.
I see.
Yeah. So this one is available at the library?
Yeah, it's available at the library. Okay, so since this is a book journal, what is the best way to utilize the book?
Yeah, so just like how I've mentioned, it's not a book that you read cover to cover. If you open the book to this, there's a table of exercises here. So you can actually pick and choose which exercise you want to do and just jump to whichever page. So there are many exercises in this book. It's actually used, you're actually supposed to write in it and scribble in it. It's an exercise book. So, you can just have fun and practice the activities inside.
I see. So it keeps you busy doing the activities inside
exactly.
the book.
In fact, I think since we're talking about the book, I would like to practice the mindfulness activity that I've been talking about. Okay. So this this is one of the activities in the book. It's called the grounding technique.
Like you said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's right. Yep. So the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. And for listeners out there, you can also practice this the grounding technique with us. It's very simple. It's supposed to be a very relaxing activity as well. So make yourself comfortable. Make sure you're comfortable. Okay, Nurul, are we ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. So, Nurul, can you name me 5 things that you can see right now?
5 things. Laptops. Microphone. Chair. Tables. And also camera.
All right, very good. Can you name me 4 things that you can feel against your skin right now?
Okay. My hand socks. My socks.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Mm,
That's 2. 2 more.
my glasses.
Your glasses,
Okay.
yes.
What else? My shoes.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. You can feel your shoes, right? So
Yeah.
that's 4.
4
Yeah.
already.
Okay. Now, can you name me 3 things that you can hear right now?
Okay. I can hear my voice. The sound of aircon
That's right. I can hear that too.
and some noise from outside.
Yeah, people talking
Yeah,
outside,
people
right?
talking.
All right, Nurul, you're doing very good so far. Okay. Can you name me 2 things that you can smell right now? What can you smell?
2 things that I can smell. I can smell the air and I think my lipsticks.
Okay, very good. Yeah,
smell
yeah.
of my lipsticks.
Yeah, the smell of your lipstick, right? Sometimes when you wear lip gloss, you can also smell the fragrance.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now the last one is, what's one thing you can taste in your mouth right now?
I can taste.
It doesn't have to be food or anything like that, but it can also be what do you feel inside your mouth right now.
Oh, I feel like actually, from yesterday, I feel like something in
It's
my
stuck.
tongue.
Oh, something's on your tongue.
Yeah.
And it must be very, very annoying, right?
Yeah.
I know, I've been there too. Yeah. So that's basically it. That's called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. I'm
see.
sure if you didn't do this technique purposely, your mind would be thinking about other things.
Yeah.
So when you notice your mind drifting off to other things, try to practice this.
Oh,
yeah, you can
okay.
practice this at home, wherever you are, and it helps to bring you back to the present. And this is one of the exercises in this book. Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
sure you would recommend this book to others, right?
Oh, definitely. I would. In fact, I would recommend this book for beginners, people who are just starting to practice mindfulness, because it's a fun activity book, and you can just use it as a guide.
Oh, okay. So the subject of this book is mindfulness, and it's actually under psychology subject. And if you are interested in exploring the book further, you may find this book in the library, and the call number of this book is BF 637.IAM 2015. Alright, so if you borrow the book and wish to do the exercise like we did just now, I suggest you to do it in a piece of paper. Okay.
Yeah.
Shaz, thank you for sharing, and your sharing has been exceptionally valuable and enriching. I sincerely hope our viewers would gain immense value from your sharing. To our viewers, always remember, books have the power to transport us to different worlds, expand our mind, and also spark new ideas. Alright, now we are in the final segment of this episode, which is random question. So in this segment, we will select 2 questions from a student or staff, and Shaz would need to answer it.
Alright. I'll try my best to answer it. Okay.
Okay, so the first question is, how does mindfulness help to improve a person's quality of life?
I think that's a very good question, Nurul. To me, why how mindfulness improves someone's quality of life is it helps you to be more present and in tune with your surroundings. And when someone practices this, they learn to be more grateful of the minute things around them, even the smallest things. And cumulatively, this has a huge impact on how we view the things around us. It affects our mood as well. So if we learn to appreciate and be more grateful of the things around us, we will be in a better mood overall. So that's how I think it improves our quality of life.
Okay, I'm just curious. Does it seem that we have the positive mindset and mindfulness?
I think those are two very different things.
Oh, it's different things.
Perhaps being more mindful can help you be in a more positive mindset. But mindfulness doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be positive. Mindfulness is simply just bringing you back to the present. That's it. Yeah. And it's in a non-judgmental way. So even if you're bringing yourself back to the present, it's in a way that it's non-judgmental, meaning that even if you are feeling negative feelings, that's fine too.
I see. Okay. So the second question is, what advice would you give to someone who is interested in starting their mindfulness journey?
So I'm guessing this question is from a beginner, someone who's just starting to practice mindfulness. Again, I would advise you to start with incorporating it in your daily activities. For example, if you are a student and you're studying, I would advise you to take 2 minutes to notice the texture of the paper of your textbook. That textbook smell, you know how textbooks and all books actually have this smell. Or if you have a cup of coffee next to you, notice the smell of the coffee. Think of your 5 senses, your sight, your sound, taste, touch and smell, and how it connects to the current activity that you're doing.
Okay, so don't forget about the five
senses, right?
Yeah, the 5 senses. All right, thank you for your clear explanation, Shaz. So before I bid farewell,
I would love to hear your
advice, any advice or words you may have for our viewers. Your experiences and guidance could be immensely valuable to those who have been inspired by today's conversation.
Okay, I think don't put much thought in whether you should start practicing mindfulness or not, or whether you're doing it right or whether you're doing it wrong. Just start. Just practice it, okay? And it's okay if you don't find the effects or the impact immediately when you first try it. It will take time. So just keep on practicing and just do it.
Okay, so today I think I want to count a red car on the road. Yeah,
I'm going to do that too. Count how many red cars you see on the way back.
Yeah. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, Shaz, for being part of this enriching experience.
Thank you, Nurul. I'm honored to be here as well.
So to our viewers and listeners, I hope you found an insight on how to incorporate mindfulness into your life. Stay tuned for more episodes filled with knowledge and inspiration. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe IMU Library YouTube channel to stay updated on our future episodes. Until next time, embrace the present moment and live mindfully. And don't forget to love yourself. Bye-bye.